Alright guys, what's up? I'm back with Sony's. Gonna try to run through this one a little bit quicker than I did the last one because Microsoft's was 90 minutes, but Sony's was 2 hours. 2 hours plus almost. So, okay, they had a nice intro video. I liked it. It's pretty long. And then Jack Tretton, however you pronounce his last name, came out and as opposed to what a lot of people thought he was going to do, he addressed the PSN outage, apologized for it. It seemed right. So, he started going over some service talk, like they usually do. He announced Cinema Now was coming to PS3 and all that. A few minutes into it, we get into the first live demo, and it's Uncharted 3. Well, both conferences jump off with like the biggest game. I just wrote down intense. I mean, this one was really good. I was really impressed when they did it with Uncharted 2, and that game just blew everyone away that owned the PlayStation. And on this one, Drake is like trying to get through this ship, but the ship's like, wobbling side to side and everything, and eventually he throws a guy's grenade goes off, all of a sudden water starts rushing into the ship's going down. So then Titanic moment happens, and he's got to get off the ship, and it's really good. If you guys haven't seen it and it's online, check it out. I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's a really good trailer. Not trailer, demo. I got confused because after that came a trailer. And the whole thing was pretty much in 3D. Every demo they did, everything, they kept telling everybody, put on your glasses. But they did announce that the beta was coming soon. I forget when they announced the beta, but in October, they partnered up with Subway, the restaurant, to give players the full access to the multiplayer experience. Not sure what that means now, but hopefully we'll know soon. Then came the Resistance 3 live demo. This one was just confusing. I had no idea what was going on, and I played the first Resistance, didn't get a chance to play the second one. But I was looking forward to this one, but this one, hopefully it was just this demo, because this one really disappointed me. It looked great graphic-wise, but it just seems to be one of those games that lost its way. And it was very short. One of the shortest demos that I've seen all day. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Maybe if they show more later in the week, maybe that score would rise. Then they announced that the PSP games of God of War are coming to PlayStation 3 for HD. I think it's HD remakes. It's called God of War Origins Collection. And they also announced Ico and Shadow of Colossus. We're doing the same thing. But then they came out and announced that they're coming out with their own PlayStation 3D TV. Now, I have a 26-inch TV. It's not very big, but it gets me, it does what I want it to do. Plus, it was free. So, this one's 24 inches. It comes with the glasses. It also comes with an HDMI cable, a 6-foot HDMI cable, and Resistance 3. And they also said that if you're playing like let's say you're playing Black Ops, and a split screen, with the glasses, you only see your screen. So no more of that, line down the middle, you on this side, other player on this side. You only see your screen. The other player only sees their screen. So that seemed really cool. The bundled together is $4.99, $4.99, not $5. But the glasses by themselves, which are also a PlayStation brand, are $69.99. So, seemed like a really good deal if you're into that whole 3D thing. Let's see. Oh, then they announced NBA 2K12 coming out on October 4th. They had a live demo. There's a new mode. I think they said it was a mode. Or it might just be a new control. It's called On the Move. It uses PlayStation Move. You just point to the player that you want to pass it to and hit one of the buttons and it passes it to that player. It also seemed really easy to shoot. Game looks good like it always does. Then they brought out Kobe Bryant, since he's not, playing in the playoffs. He plays the game, totally sucks at it, just stands there and makes jokes the whole time. And that brought it down to an 8 out of 10. So, you can imagine what it was before they brought him out. Then they had a live demo of Medieval Moves. I don't know. It's some kind of like fantasy game. Seemed like it was for like kids. It was geared more towards the casual, not the hardcore. Uses Move in 3D. Picked up the Move pretty good. That one motion. But I only gave it a 6 out of 10 because that's the type of game that I play. Then they had on the screen behind them a list of games that were going to use Move. And I don't know why I didn't write any of them down. I took a picture of it on my phone. I see that I wrote that down. I'll get to that at the end of the video. So, then they had an Infamous 2 trailer. They announced that the Mission Creator launches this fall. Little Big Planet 2 gets an update in September. What it's going to contain, I don't know. They had the Starhawk trailer. They announced and had a trailer for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Comes out 2012. They announced a new exclusive called Dust 514. Not 514, but 514. It somehow connects to EVE Online, but it's a shooter, a first-person shooter. Kind of reminds me of like a first-person Mass Effect. Actually looked pretty good. They're doing a closed beta this winter, and then the full release comes out next spring. Then they had a BioShock Infinite trailer. Hopefully we're going to be able to finish this video in time. Then Ken Levine comes out and talks about how in an interview before he trashed on PlayStation Move and said that his games weren't, looking for that Move experience. So he comes out and retracts his words. BioShock Infinite will use Move. And then he pulls out an NGP out of the back of his pocket and says, we're making a game for this. It's going to be a BioShock game set in the early days. Then they announced that the PS3 version of BioShock Infinite gets a full BioShock 1 game on the same disc. So, I guess they're trying to use up all the space on the Blu-ray. Then they announced that, because this was like the 2K portion of the show, they announced that Saints Row the Third gets exclusive content and an exclusive mode on PS3. That comes out November 15th. They announced a new Star Trek game that's going to come out when the new movie comes out. It's going to use PS Move, and it's going to have an exclusive phaser that's molded after. It's going to be basically a PlayStation Move controller, but it's going to look like the phaser from Star Trek. It's also going to have a digital prequel only on PlayStation Network, and that's going to use Move too. They announced that SSX, the snowboarding game, is getting exclusive PlayStation 3 content. Need for Speed The Run is getting exclusive cars on PS3. Battlefield 3 is getting Battlefield 1943 on the same disc, the downloadable game, which I already have that thanks to Battlefield Bad Company 2. So then Kaz comes out. I knew this was the moment I wanted to hear. But he totally delays it. He starts talking about PS Suite, or PlayStation Suite. I just wrote PS Suite. Talks about that for a while. Says, like, it's coming to, like, Android phones, stuff like that. Then he starts talking about the NGP. It now has a name. It's PS Vita, which he said means life. So Vita means life. So if you don't want to call it Vita, call it PS Life. They're partnered up with AT&T for the 3G model. It has party chat and also cross-game chat, like Xbox 360 does. Weird that the PlayStation 3 doesn't have that. They showed some demos. I didn't write too many of them down. It was like Uncharted. What was another one they showed? Mod Nation Racers was another one they showed. And they completely built that one for the Vita. That's not like a PlayStation 3 port or a PSP port. Showed a couple other ones. Just little stuff. Then they started talking about Street Fighter X Tekken, which I guess is the name. And how that's also coming to the Vita. Then they showed a Vita video showing like a bunch of more games. Then they announced that the Wi-Fi edition was going to be $249, which I'm really happy about. I'm wanting to pick one up. The 3G version, which I don't feel like picking up because I'm sure that's going to have some kind of bill. That's $300. It's coming out this holiday. And I guess that closed the show. I don't have anything else. So, I like to consider myself somewhat of a Sony fanboy, even though I had my Xbox 360 first. I have 7 games on my PlayStation 3 and more than 40 on my Xbox. But still, I like Sony better. They really fucked up with the whole PlayStation outage thing with the hackers. That on top of the tragedy over in Japan with the earthquake. Which wasn't their fault. That wasn't anybody's fault. That's just, it's a tragedy. But, this conference was just, it bored me. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was just waiting for that PlayStation Vita price. When that didn't come till the very end. But this conference it bored me. I had a lot more interest watching Microsoft's this year than Sony's. But I can see I'm running out of time on my little stopwatch here. So I'm going to cut this video off. Nintendo's conference is tomorrow, so I'll be making a video about that. And maybe do a video on EA and Ubisoft's conference. Ubisoft did show Assassin's Creed Revelations, which, fuck yeah. EA showed Battlefield 3, which, oh man, cannot wait for that game. Cannot wait for it. They also announced at that one, I'm going to throw it in real quick before I end the video, that's going to have basically the same thing as the Call of Duty Elite that was announced. Basically the same thing, like stat track and all that, but it's going to be free, rather than having to pay for Call of Duty Elite. So, take that for what it's worth. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with Nintendo's, and catch you later.